80,000 Rand has been raised so far in a fundraising initiative to help jobless whistleblowers. Former Trillian CEO and state capture whistleblower Bianca Goodson started this campaign after struggling to find work. She says she hopes the fund will help other informants to cover costs for therapy and just day-to-day living. She joins us now virtually here on the Midday View. It must be very hard. I mean, you thought you're doing the right thing, blowing the whistle, participating in the inquiry, and now it must be hard to not be able to get a job. I mean, you must feel like you are targeted somehow, you're marked.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, you know, like I said on the website for my fundraising campaign, you know, my parents always taught me that doing good comes with a good result. And in my mind, I did the right thing. I left an institution only after 3 months. I supported all law enforcement initiatives, and yet I've been stigmatized to the extent that I have so far. And my skills haven't changed, right? I'm still the professional that I used to be before I worked for Trillian. So yes, I'm very confused in terms of what's happening in society and how society views people like me. Because in one instance, I'm called brave and I've got a lot of integrity, but the other instance, I'm completely unemployable. It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, just to give our viewers a sense, I mean, you're qualified. I understand you've got a BSc honors degree, for example. You've got a track record as a professional. I mean, what is the responses you are getting as you've been going around trying to, what do they say to you? You are overqualified, or we are scared of you, or you blow the whistle, we don't want you here? What are the responses you're getting? I'm just flabbergasted by hearing this.
That makes two of us that are flabbergasted. But the thing is, people don't tell you the truth, right? Nobody's that forthcoming, right? So most of the times when I applied, and I've applied for over 2,500 jobs, you get that email automated response that says, we regret to inform you, ... So you don't have necessarily a right to reply to ask for reasons. In cases where I've applied for jobs where I've met people and I've got their personal email addresses or their telephone numbers, for example, after getting that regret letter, I have reached out to say, okay, would you at least tell me why? The most recent reason that I've received is that my profile is too high profile.
Wow.
Ungoogleable.
So
I'm too much in the public domain.
You're too hot to handle. You're too hot to handle kind of nonsense.
And yet my skills have not changed. My integrity remains intact. It's very, very difficult to be able to process what you hear and what you see in terms of all these regret letters versus what the public say about you.
Yeah, and you've realized, and it's laudable of you that you've realized you're not the only whistleblower around. There are others who will be facing similar challenges. Hence, you start this campaign. How is the campaign going, and what is your goal with it?
Oh my gosh, this campaign has blown my mind. To be honest with you, I actually didn't expect anything. I expected maybe 1,000 Rand or 2,000 Rand there. And at the moment, the last I checked was in excess of 90,000 Rand, and it's only been going for a week, which exceeded my expectations. I mean, it's blown my mind. So because it's been so successful thus far, that's the reason why I wanted to extend the support to other whistleblowers. I'm in the process right now of actually drafting a business case for what I'm referring to the whistleblowing house, or the whistleblower house, where it is a completely independent institution, an entity that's an NPO that is hopefully government funded and funded by private sector, where whistleblowers can come in and feel safe, get all the support that they need, which is psychological, emotional, financial to an extent, and all that type of stuff. I'm really pushing for this effort. I was just researching it earlier on today, and the Netherlands have this thing called the Whistleblower House. And I'll send it through to you straight after this call so you can read up about it. But I really think South Africa needs to actually start protecting whistleblowers to ensure an ethical society. So through my experience and through my success as well through the fundraising campaign, I want this to become bigger than just me. You know, I know it's not just me. I've got too many friends and colleagues that are in the same situation for me to know that it's not just me.
Yeah, and times are tough, and besides feeling lonely and alone and depressed, you're also doing something about it, which is laudable, as I said. Very briefly, as we conclude, I know it's very hard. It must be very hard. I mean, I can't put myself in your shoes, but how can people support you? How do we find you as we conclude? In case somebody's watching and they want to assist with this whistleblower house?
Yes, so what I've decided to do at the moment is a personal campaign, because I haven't established the NPO just yet, but I'm hoping to have done that in the next month. But if you go to Back a Buddy, so BACKA, and then Buddy, BUDDY, and if you search for Bianca Goodson, you'll find the campaign there. So the reason why I chose Back a Buddy is because they do all the vetting, they're completely integrous, they know what money they're collecting, and they know where the money goes to. So nobody has to have any fears that the money is going to be ill-used for any ill intent. So that's what I've got at the moment. And my intention, like I've said, within the next month or so is to actually convert that so that it's not about me and my story, but it's more about what whistleblowers experience.